I look at the top of festival bills, not second from the top. And this is from Download 09, the second that it was you guys, and I saw that with my own eyes for the first time, it was never going to be anything but again. But all of those names you see at the top, not second top, are people that live with a fuck 'em all gene, right? There's not one of them, the bands that matter, that really matter at the top, that weren't obtuse for their time, that weren't going against the grain of what's cool. Like, and it breaks my heart that rock music doesn't seem to do that anymore in producing names to that standard. But my issue with that is people pull their punches, and that's what I don't get there. And we could talk about 20 years of Ire, which was album 2, and like over half a decade after you formed the band. But that's Slipknot. Those are those bands. Do you feel like that about those bands around you? Forget everyone else and forget what is and isn't happening in the world today. But those bands that are like you guys and fucking Tool and Metallica and fucking whoever.
Well, there's just a handful doing it, right? And and we all know who we are. And the ones that could be doing it that aren't, they're probably not being allowed to somehow. And it's not their fault.
Break the regime.
Yeah, man. And the ones that are doing that maybe humans would use the word failure, like that aren't doing it correctly, again, probably not their fault. I like to explain it. It takes 10 years to make a hypothesis. Unfortunately, you and I and several others are in this weird timeline of a lot of great fucking bands.
Yeah.
That grew all of us into great bands, and then it just sort of whoop, went away.
Mm.
And it's gonna take, the pterodactyl was gone for 30 years, but it showed back up.
Right, yeah, there you go. But when it showed up with fucking teeth, and that's what's up, right?
And when it showed up, it took your kids.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's not about coming in half-hearted. It's fucking. This is who we are. This is our culture.
So the thing is, man, it's hard. It's hard to go like me. I grew up listening to the Beatles. It doesn't mean they were my favorite band. It's just what my mom and dad were listening to.
Mm.
Then they were listening to Jimi Hendrix and The Who. And my mom was like, if I wasn't married, I'd make out with Rod Stewart. If I was in I'm like, what? Like, the hell are you talking about? But like rock and roll has been part of my life. So we go from all those guys. And first of all, let's talk about those guys just for a moment.
Mm.
You didn't even get into a studio unless you could play.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't the second best bass player. You weren't the second best drummer. You weren't the second best anything. You could play. Not even to a click mainly. You could just keep time and play. You could sing, keeping key. Church did that for people. Being out in fields, working and singing in unison. Throughout fields, all cultures, okay? People don't work like that anymore. Machines work. We make things that work faster for us. Machines don't work. Machines don't sing while they work. Yeah. They don't make up lullabies to sing Korn to bed.
Yeah,
they don't sing about the dinner that's coming up in 30 minutes. I mean, you and I'm 51. I'm so blessed to have been from the Beatles to Pink Floyd to Zeppelin to The Who to Black Flag to Big Black to Scratch Acid, Killdozer, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Linkin Park, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Seven Dust, Deftones, The Muse, Placebo, Radiohead, Johnny Cash. Man.
Sean, your playlists are banging.
We love it all.
For real.
We love it all. We love it all. We don't just love Slipknot. we love the Muse. We love people that play violin by themselves and on stage. I mean, we love music. So it's sad. And there's a handful that are doing it for real. And we all know who they are, that are continuing the tradition of studio techniques, you know, the ethics behind certain recording ways and where we came from, where rock and roll came from. You know, you got to have material first, then you got to have a player. You got, what's the melody?
Yeah, man.
And that's what I always loved about John Lennon and Paul McCartney. You know, John Lennon would come in and be like, I wrote a song. And Paul McCartney would be like, what's the melody?
Yeah.
And, you know, John Lennon would be like, you know, you didn't even ask me what the song's about, asshole. And he's like, well,
first things first.
First things first. What's the melody? And by the way, I may change it one note, and you're gonna hate me. You know, like, but it'll come back around, man. You know, even the ones that we might call out, they're only caught in a tide, if you will, you know, a riptide. They're just caught in it. Doesn't mean
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of great bands out there, man. I just
fucking
heard
loads and loads.
Friends, one of my friends. There's a band called Genghis Tron.
Yes, Genghis Tron are fucking incredible, Sean. Yes, mate.
They came out so long ago, and I didn't even find them until like 2 or 3 years ago, and they came out years before I even found them. And then I was like, what? And then my friend just wrote me the other day that they're going to have an album out.
Yeah.
In 2013 or that they're working. And, you know, I couldn't tell you who they are, where they're from, but I'm telling you, I love that album. I listen to it all the time. It's got some special stuff. So what I'm saying is that there's a lot of great bands out there that may just be caught in what everyone sees that we're getting away from. I mean, just look at what's going on the stock market.
Yeah, wild.
Oh my God. You know what makes me happy? Here's what makes me happy.
Anarchy.
When the old generation, they got to take it, but then they come back because they got to bring it back. And then it's like
cat and mouse,
man. I'm like, hey, there's new fish in town. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, adapt or die, right?
The old lions, look it up, man. The old lions that were the alphas, they sit outside the tree, and they're lucky if they get bones. They're lucky. And they go happily, because that's the order, man. We miss it in the human animal world. We have no idea what we are. We are nothing but a problem, and always have been since we entered this thought process known as reality. Don't make it confusing. This is fact.
All we can do is try, eh, mate?
We're gonna get it together because love rules. And you don't need to look at love like it's peace, love, happiness. Love is just knowing what's right and wrong. Love is just knowing the truth. Love is just knowing that someone in front of you may be having a worse day than you. And it's just, it's in so many different levels. And what do people think Slipknot really is anyway? It's nothing but a bunch of love. Love comes from pain and hate and anger and just, fuck, man. You know, we'll get it together. But as far as live streams and stuff, none of us want to answer that question because there's no answer.
Yeah.
And even those that are doing it, they're doing it because of you, man. No one's doing it really because of themselves. I won't say that people aren't nervous because we're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. But everyone's really doing it for the right reasons. And that's to get back.
Yeah.
All of us to get back, to touch, to smile. You know, I'll probably never take my mask off because people just generally be filthy anyway. I don't.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I don't need COVID. I don't need COVID to have an excuse to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So all the people that want to make it a conspiracy, guess what? I'm going to wear it because your breath stinks. You know what I'm saying, man?
I do.
That's all I'm saying.
I do,
so,
mate.
What I'm saying is, we all want to get back, mask or not. We all want to touch, man. There's nothing better than getting in a mosh pit and letting the body image go for a minute and taking the shirt off. And look, it might sound gross, but when you're that free and you're celebrating and you don't care about your body and you're hot and the shirt comes off and you're rubbing up and everything, everyone's in it and we're all taking that chance together. We're all trying to get back there. Yeah. And right now, the live stream is one outlet to that. Yeah. And we will be back there. But don't forget, the only reason why we're not back there yet is because of us.
Yeah.
It's not because of Corona.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Would have been over long ago. Agreed.
A virus is easy. Look it up. It's one thing. It looks for a host to duplicate and destroy. Okay?
Yes.
We're the problem. We're the problem. Once we get it together, we will all be back. And you know what? Personally, everyone, we all appreciate more.
Yeah, I've never felt more like a people person than just wanting to be around people again. I just want to be at a bar, stood next to a stranger and striking up some bullshit conversation for a minute and walking away.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna happen. But here's why it all happened. Is because we got away from that. We got away from that and we got schooled.
Yeah,
I
agree with that. Yeah,
we got our asses kicked. But you know what? You can't keep us down, man. We're at the top. Humans are at the top, whether we like it or not. Mm. So once we quit standing still like ghosts back there, once we get animated, he knows. Hey,
Yeah, he knows.
Once we quit moving like that back there, we're going to be done. It's going to happen so quick.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, wow, it was just us. The whole time. It was us. The whole time. And everybody that wants to choose to prove me wrong, don't make it confusing. Yeah. That's fact. It's us.
So, last thing, man, I've mentioned Iowa 20 years 4 times in this interview. I have to ask before I go. Any plans this summer? Anything at all?
Recording.
All right, that's it. The look is enough for me, Sean. Thank you so much for your time today, man.
Hey, man. Thank you. I want to say one thing to everybody. I always do. I just want to say to everyone, we miss, we love, and hope not only that you're taking care of yourself and your family, but you're taking care of others outside as well. Because we all know that there are some out there that may not have the ability to get things done and are trying to. So anyway, can't wait to get back to everyone. Stay sick. We all know what that means. Yes. And much love from everybody in Slipknot. And just know there's a storm coming and we're the storm.
I think that this kick that you're on, Sean, is fucking wonderful. And it's really good to get to know the human behind the clown. I'll see you soon, mate.
All right, peace, man.
All the best, brother. See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.